I was playing Pretty in Pink today. Laugh out loud, I made my own shirt. But I'm sketching a pond today. I did a bunch of them. I be sketching so much I can't keep track anymore. But how's everybody doing? I have the tarot cards. I've been doing these later streams, but I feel that with all the controversy with Facebook and stuff, I go over there to do a stream and it's a dead zone. So I'm gonna come over here and I'm sketching this pond. So, and I'll show you. It's the architectural thing. It's right here. So, I'm going to try to sketch that in practice. Practice makes perfect. That's what they say in the world. So, it seems maybe this time of day might be a little better for me. But with all the stuff going on in social media, since I'm on every single network, I'm everywhere. I'm spread out every single place you can imagine. I just feel like I needed to take a break. And I'm going to get my little sponges out today. But I'm going to start out with my pastels. Pastels are my go-to. And see who I get today. And I think I'm just going to maybe just go on Facebook later on tonight or something. When it's not so prevalent over here. So I'm going to start with the outside of the pond. Alright, and this pond here is kind of going in a V. Instead of just doing anime, I figured I might as well give myself, oh, hello! How are you? Maybe it's not such a dead zone this time of day. How you guys doing? Is everybody feeling comfortable in the world? I try to be positive every day because the world can eat you up. It really can. I'm just sketching out here. I don't know if you guys seen. Thoughts on Pisces Sun, Aqua Moon. Love the hugs. Oh, well, thank you. I probably could, but I don't want to. I'm not trying to be drawing chickens. No, you want... Okay, Tig, TG, GG. I don't know what you're trying to ask. I do. I have my own luck. Do you have a joke? Do you... Sure. You can get a shout out. A shout out to Lord 8-Bit. Is that from like the 8-bit computers? Or, God, what was it? Back in the day. That was the video games. So you're a gamer, I take it. But yeah, I don't understand with that whole Pisces thing. If you want... Oh, you have a channel. Okay. Yeah, my look is always what I feel like doing for the day. I'm just over here painting myself, doing my sketching and stuff, and I have a bunch of them. I do all the time. I'm practicing. And I will show you guys. They're in all of my shorts. But I did these yesterday between Facebook and here. I did this bridge. I'm trying to practice my angels. I got that. Then I was trying to practice log cabin, so I got this. Then I was doing some psychedelic stuff, and I did this. And I don't know, I messed up on this cat, so I made him a super cat. I'd like to just paint to, I don't know, just bring my anxiety down. Life is just too short. It really is. People are just so uptight these days. Oh, knock knock, who's there? It's a better crowd around 4 o'clock. I go be going because I am able to get subscriptions over on Facebook now, but I don't know what all the controversy where people are angry about TikTok and this and that. A lot of people are banning them. And I do have my little groups over there and stuff, but I don't know. Social media is a funny thing. Hawaii. You don't like TikTok? I love TikTok. I love Snapchat. I don't know what I would do. I send my Snapchats over here. That's all of them are. All the good morning from Chong the dog is a Snapchat. I don't know, on Snapchat I have like 250 views I get just on one. I don't know what it is. I have me and my dog and I'm just yapping about stuff, and the next thing I know, all of a sudden, you like Snapchat? I do too. They have the best filters. Oh my god. You could be like a rock star or anything with these filters. You know, I'm never going to be a rock star, and that's okay. I would love to be a rock star, but I'm not. I love guitar music. And I just like rock and roll in general. I went to incarceration and I seen Black Veil Brides, and it was a really good show. It was so good. I mean, you had to be out in the rain because it was raining. Oh, I do have a dog. Why do you think the thing is Chong the dog now, silly? He's right over here. He's waiting for Daddy to get back. But yeah, this was always literally when I got Chong, I made this channel because I didn't have enough storage on my phone, laugh out loud. And I was like, what network is never going away? And out of all of them, I think YouTube is never going away. Facebook, I'm not sure. I'm really not. One day, it just might not be there. And that's just true facts. And it is what it is there, but I don't think YouTube's ever leaving. Because it's just way too popular. Way, way too popular. And I used to just drop all my dog videos over here because I was a dog walker. And that's what I want to do, is make dog movies. And just do that. And I figured all of my videos, even if I never got popular, which I was fine with, if I'm not rich, I'm okay with not being rich. I just want to be happy. I just want me and my dog to be happy for as long as he lives. And then I'll be sad. And then I'll have all of my videos saved. And look where I am now. Then one day they said I could live stream, and I was on Facebook. And I was scared to come over here to live stream. And one of the live streamers over there said that I'd be fine and I should just go over there and live stream. And he's in my Chong group because I have 6 groups over there. And he's stuck over there on Facebook and he never got the invite to be a live streamer over here. Which is crazy, but he does smoke a lot of pot over there. But he did tell me that I would be okay over here. So I started. Okay. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I work hard on my little channels. But yeah, I think it's just one person. I get confused with all this. Oh, you're back. You checked it out that quick? I couldn't even find my community board for like I don't know, for an entire year over here. I didn't even know there was one. You must really be an avid YouTuber. I mean, I would literally have to get off the stream and everything to try to figure it out. I mean, they say you can make money on Snapchat, and I'm starting a lot of views, but I have no clue how to make money on there, even if I had lots of views. So, oh, thank you. He's a rescue. You need video ideas. I like to see the videos I make. I like to do real ones. I did do videos and I was doing like the AI. And I was real good at that. But I stopped doing those because it seems like people are they want to see real stuff. So I just started doing raw stuff. So if I made a mistake on the video, I don't give a damn. It is what it is. Life is life. But I know that they have a lot of video apps, and they're not really hard. It kind of looks hard, but you have to have something that people are interested in. Animals. I mean, I love animals. I'm over here live streaming for a dog shelter. Whatever money I make, since my dog's a rescue and he was pretty much left for dead until I rescued him when he was 2 months old, I want every dog to have an opportunity to have a good life. And that's why I'm sketching, because they say on YouTube you got to have a talent. And I did write a book, and I was trying to get like a little following just in case, because when I get everything going, I want to do that. But I think all that's going to go for the animals too. But I do want to get Chong the dog help centers for people also, and maybe dog kennels in the back. So, all right, let me see. I think I have a question here. My sister Sarah's depressed. I'm sorry to hear that, Erica. Okay. You know what? I don't even know how to get to channels, but if you subscribed, I'll subscribe to you back. So that's kind of then it's easier because it comes up in my notifications and I just subscribe back. So if she's depressed, I would say get a nice hobby. Like, to me, I like arts and crafts, and writing is a good hobby, and it brings you out of depression. It really does. And it's really a good thing. I think, I mean, I'm a writer and I love writing. I love English. I love English so much. I studied English forever, but you got to find something you like and just have your sister Sarah do that one thing she likes. I don't really even need weed or anything else for my depression. And I do suffer from depression, clinical depression. So, I will give you that. Just an activity. But I think that's. Oh, you want a question on her energy? Okay. I thought you meant like a clinical standpoint because I am in medical. All right, I'm gonna do here. I'm trying to do. I found this archaeological architecture site, and because I wanted to learn how to sketch a pen, so this is what I'm doing in between trying to get money up to get my book published, and it's going okay. But let's see about Sarah's energy. So I'm not a Picasso. I'm just practicing. I'm hoping one day to be able to draw a Chong. This is one of my goals, and I want to do my own artwork for my book cover. So that's important to me because I feel if you write the book, maybe you should do the artwork and everything yourself. I know it's old school, but why not? All right. All right, your sister, Sarah, is it Sarah? Oh, Sarah. Okay. Your sister, Sarah, she is in, her energies in a full moon of Virgo. And this just means her self esteem is low. Which, in this kind of climate of the world, how it's going, a lot of people feel this way. And what's surrounding her is a full moon in Libra and a new moon in Pisces. And the full moon in Libra just means that she's going to even out. And I'm picking up she's just depressed about life in general, how it's going, and career wise. And this is a common thing. I mean, it's nothing to worry about. And then she's surrounded by a new moon in Pisces. And that just talks about, that just means that the spirits want her to just kind of meditate, relax, think about where life is, and things like that. So maybe just try to uplift her spirits about how that everything's going to be okay and things are going to be all right with her. You got what? Oh, you got bored. I thought you said you got banned. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, that's what I would do. Just maybe go over there and get some ice cream and stuff and say, let's have a really fun day and get her spirits up. And I don't feel it's anything I don't feel like it's anything like suicidal or anything. It's just normal depression. We all get it. I mean, people sometimes get depression real bad, but to the point where they can't like stop crying sometimes, like how I get. But this is why I draw and I do a lot of different arts and crafts because this is just what I do. And I'm trying to I'm gonna do my paints. I love to paint. Sometimes I am learning how to paint. I've been watching these people on TikTok, and I can sketch decently, but sometimes water's hard. I got a little sponges and stuff, cause I mean there has to be a formula in doing this. Cause I got to be able to get my book cover done. Cause I'm really hoping before I die, my book gets out there. And these are the things and my goals that I would like to accomplish in my life. But will I accomplish them? I don't know. One never knows these things. But I use these pastels. If you have extra money, get these pastels. They're wonderful, and I always break these. I always get them. I have so many. I have people that my friends from work have donated to my stream and all kinds of stuff. I have so much supplies, it's ridiculous. I haven't. You would think that I'm like one of these artists that have been doing this for years. It's all my friends from work just donate all these things and bring me stuff. All right, you're making a three. I'm making a three-dimensional rock here because this is what all these fancy people do. Because you got to make things look kind of three-dimensional sometimes. So, and they have shavings. But yeah, if you subscribe to me 8-bit, I should remember that one. It says in the notifications and Facebook rules, we always follow each other. Digital creators, we have a little. We have enough, we're always following each other. So if you followed me, I follow you. I mean, even if I didn't like your stream, or if I didn't really like the stuff, but honestly, I'm pretty laid back, and I like if everybody puts the effort into stuff. I like it because I'm a kid at heart. Down. And I really am a kid at heart. Even though I'm 50, I'm still a kid at heart. And it's probably, you got all your presents?
Yeah.
I got a lot of good people in the stream. I even got a YouTuber in here.
Heck yeah.
Maybe 4 o'clock was a good time. Maybe I should just go on Facebook late at night. But yeah, I have autism, and sometimes, things get to me. And I do get overly emotional at times. So sometimes I got to keep myself occupied. That's why I wrote a 500-page book. I'm very high functional. Very. But sometimes it gets me. Like, I'll repeat myself a lot. And sometimes when I started over here, I was afraid I was going to repeat myself. And I did go to speech therapy and stuff when I was younger. So it was a very intimidating environment for me. But I think I'm adjusting well. And I'm happy with that. And it does calm me. And really, the act of me doing arts and crafts really, really helps. And I do meditate. I mean, if you call it meditation. I don't really sometimes. I don't know. I guess my friend, she's like a shaman type thing, and she does a lot of things. And she's like really. I don't know. She would be the kind of person that Facebook would love. But to me, I just pick up energy and I see things for what they are sometimes, and I can't lie. I'm not going to candy coat things because I was on Facebook and I'm on there a lot. But anyways, when I was on Facebook, they had this thing where you could see these psychics, and I was like, okay, why not? And they ask you 20 questions before they do your reading. And the thing is if they're supposed to know or pick up energy, why do they need to know 20 questions? I mean, I guess that's where I'm at with that, because I think it's silly. I really do. I'm getting the outline of all the stuff in this pond, because if you don't have all your stuff outlined perfectly, it turns out horrible. And I mean crazy horrible. Alright, and by here they have all these little things here. This little different stuff. All this plant life. Sometimes it's good to come on with the pastels in here. Alright, now they have this kind of little plant thing here. I'm going to make that. I mean, these architects and stuff are making these things from somewhere. And I really thought I was going to be the worst artist in the world. But I mean, for just doing this for 6 months, it's not bad. I literally have just been doing this 6 months, and I'm not bullshitting you. I don't believe in lying. You start lying, you have to have one lie to cover up another lie to cover up another lie. And I'm a firm believer in that. And I'm not trying to do all that. It just, things are what they are, and you just got to accept things for what they are. And I've learned that a lot in my life. But, I mean, it's not horrible, because you're getting this layout out. And then I got more donations. I got all these acrylic paint markers. And I have tons of paint. And I got canvases and everything else. My friends donate to my stream, and they tell me I'm gonna be so popular and talented, and I appreciate all their support, but sometimes I don't think I am. And I just want to be halfway decent, and I would like to do Chong and be able to get maybe just to do a little painting of him, but I don't know. I'm having fun along the way. That's all I know. And life's about fun. And I've learned that. Because I'm not normal. And I'm okay with not being normal. Because sometimes normal is a way of thinking. I'm just shading in these. A little with this is sometimes I don't like to just slap a bunch of green paint, and sometimes I've noticed with some mistakes I've made, it looks like crap when you do that. So I will give you that bit of advice from all of the little mistakes I've made from sketching. And this is kind of almost like writing a book. You're doing your outline of your painting. And I can see why artists use this. Because pastels give you a really nice layout. They really do. And I think they help me center myself and my chi and everything else. They really do. See, because before you do the grassy areas, you kind of want to... You want to give that, because if you overpaint something, that's not good. Don't overpaint. Especially if you're trying to do like an architectural scene or something. It don't turn out very good. And I think that's why in architectural stuff they use pastels. I used to take care of a patient at work, and he was a famous artist. And he was sick, and his family didn't visit him that much. It was sad, and they were just really weird. But I took care of him, and the one thing that made him happy was talking about painting. And this man would be sick, and he couldn't get out of bed. I had to hoyer him up and everything. Not a big deal. I didn't mind, but he was at the end of his life, and he gave me a lot of good advice about sketching and painting and stuff. So I got a lot of my advice is pretty much from my dead resident. So, which honestly, he's probably the best person, because he used to do stuff for the Cleveland Indians. And he was a really big famous artist, famous for them, and his stuff was in books. But his family, it was sad. They just hardly ever visited him. And then his wife left him. And then every once in a while she would show up, the ex-wife. And then when they died, they just left half of his stuff and just didn't care. It was so sad. But he's the one I got most of my advice from. Because he told me I can't draw, and Tom would tell me all the time. Yes, you can. He was like, you got to practice. So I do little stuff like he used to, and he used to make the most incredible faces, the most incredible faces. He was a very, very good artist. I don't think any of us will be good like him with his sketchings like he did. Oh my god, he was incredible. But I'm trying in his memory. And that's why I kind of did this. Like right after he died, it hit me because we were friends. And I'm trying to apply all the practices that he gave me before he died. And I guess that's where I'm at with that. But see how I got that light sketching with the pastels? This is kind of how you kind of want to do, and that's how he used to do all of his faces for the Cleveland Indians. So, alright, now I'm just going to do a light shade in with these rocks, just a real light shade. Because you want to see the dimension of these. And his advice was always not to overdo, just do enough. So we're just doing the light shade so you could see there. And I'm going to take, he was more of a pastel person, but he did like his paints. But I like to do the paints for more detail. I just like to do it just to give it extra happy details. So I do like the anime. I do have in my shorts. I have where I did Iron Man, and Iron Man somehow turned out better than Strawberry Shortcake and everything else, and I don't know how, but it just did. And I made that for the guy that I did my dog service training with. They had this store at the corner of my street, and I call it the Chong store. And he let Chong go there, and he would knock over the honey buns with his tail before I was able to take him to Walmart and stuff. I just wanted him to be able to get used to walking around the store. Because I made him my service dog and did my own training with him, so I had to find a spot, and I asked them if I could do it there. And they did, and he likes Iron Man. You see, I know it's in this pile, so like, I got so much that I did anyway. Well, here's Smurfette. Iron Man's front of me. Smurfette turned out actually really good. I do like this Aries one I did. I'm thinking about doing a space one next. I did this. I did one of these, and then I just kind of put the symbols in for there, and I was doing those. And then I did make Smurfette. I practiced her. I've been doing little practices, but I haven't really made a nature scene, but I'm thinking I want to do... I'm thinking about, instead, after the nature scene, doing a space scene, because I love space. I'm a big nerd when it comes to that. I love it. Oh, hang on. I'm really bad with comments. Milky. Oh, Milky Way? Yeah, the Milky Way is pretty cool. But then they got James Webb actually has a lot of stuff they're coming up with. They're saying there's alternate universes now, and there's multi-dimensions. Stuff they used to say people were crazy for thinking or ended up actually being reality. And it's a really exciting time to live if you're interested in space. And I love science. Love it. That was my favorite subject in school, was science. So it was one of my favorite. I like history too. I just like books. I used to I always grew up socially awkward. So which is weird because I'm a live streamer, which is very weird for someone that's socially awkward, but it does help me with my social. But I would just read and do my books and stuff. And then I decided, I read so many books, why not just write my own? So I did. And then my friends were like, well, you got to have a following, yada, yada. I'm like, well, damn. So I started just after that working on that. See, I'm just lightly coloring this before I get to the acrylics because to get a professional touch, this is kind of the process, and this is what Tom told me to do, the famous artist. So he was right. This is what he did for a living, and see, now you got that. See how all that details in there. And I'm gonna start doing some like grass scenery now. And you could change up your pastels. Oh, it is. If you want, I could do the Milky Way next because I'm almost done with this. I've been sketching for like 6 months of practicing, and I finished this thing up quick. I do a lot of space images. I did Leo. I like black holes. I like doing anime space stuff. I enjoy it. I have one on my wall here. I'll show you. This is one of my favorite ones that I did. Is right here. And then I did the one in the Leo constellation. And then I did the Grim Reaper over there. And then I got a Red Bull thing, right? Just like the stores have. But the Grim Reaper I like a lot. But Leo's not bad. I do like the Reaper. Oh, you like that? But yeah, I can look up the Milky Way next, and I could do a scenery on that. I got all my sponges for my sponge paintings. Because a lot of times when you do space, you have to sketch it with the pastels, and then after that, I mean, it's a crazy process. But after that, you sponge it out, and that's how you make clouds, and that's how you can make space come alive. So, and if I didn't have Tom giving me all this advice before he died, I probably wouldn't be good at it. And then once he died, because I was doing writing and different things, but once he died, I was like, you know what? You got to respect the dead sometimes. I mean, it's bad juju to do that. All right, I'm gonna make curvy lines and fan this way just to show blades of grass. See how I did that with the blades of grass? I don't know if you guys can see it, like right there. I know it sounds stupid, but these little lines really work. And you just curve them this way, and then kind of go the opposite curve in that way. And as you go down, you can have a whole grass scene. Because I had to kind of do this. It's like you're doing little X's. And I'm going to do little X's coming down this way. And then come down here like that. And then you cross over. When you cross over and go on the side, because grass itself is flat. So if you want to make a flat looking setting, that's what you do. You're doing curvy lines this way. And I learned all this from Tom. Because, when somebody's dying and they're depressed and this and that, the one thing they like to do is talk about things they love. And sometimes the last thing they want to talk about is them being sick. So this is what me and Tom talked about in depth for a long time. And I kept telling Tom I'm not an artist. I'm not. And he would tell me, you just have to have inspiration. This is what he told me. So my autistic brain was okay. Because I'm very respectful. I've always been a very respectful person. Until you piss me off. And then I just get really, I don't know, I just get really belligerent with you, and then I get really ugly and maybe give you a nasty nickname, and that's about as far as that goes. But I just do a lot of little curvy lines just to give it dimension here. And then I'm going to do like, I'm going to try to make a little bush. I was making little bushes yesterday in my live stream. Now, little bushes, you could, I'm going to do a little bush this way. It's kind of the same, but you're going like this, and then you're fanning the opposite way. Kind of going around in a circle with your curves. You got to keep going curvy. If you don't keep going curvy, it's just not a good thing. And it doesn't turn out good. I mean, you can make a little flower this way. But I'm making a little tiny bush-like thing over here. And then I just want to make like one of the, because there has to be green if there's water. Because where there's green areas, there's always life unless it's polluted. So that's about all there is to that. But there is one exciting thing that our American president is doing, and he's actually doing stuff with the environmental stuff. Him and the Eli Musk, he wants to do where invest in environmental friendly stuff for, for fuel and stuff, which will be good for the environment, because you know how many animals in the ocean die. It's terrible. And we keep drilling and we keep drilling. And it's not good for nobody, all this drilling. But Trump is trying to go for these other things that, quite frankly, the other presidents would not do. They want to, because it's expensive, but you know what? If Eli Musk and all them want to do that, I'm all for saving an animal. Because it was hurting a lot of animals. We cannot bother Antarctica. We can't. And that's what a lot of presidents always want to do, because there's a lot of fuel there, but we already have enough. And if they have enough money in their pockets to try to do that, then God bless their ass. I don't care. At least the animals will be taken care of. I'm very passionate about them. My mother, she's not alive anymore. She died when I was like 19. And she was very passionate about the environment and dogs. We had German Shepherds a lot and things, and this is why, I guess this is why and my mother, she was a white witch, and it was a part of her dream to see animals being taken care of. And in my mom's memory, I'm trying to do what I can. And I do make a lot of dog videos. I'm not going to lie. I enjoy them. But dog videos can't get you everywhere. And we're getting somewhere. We got a little grassy scene going on here. And we're not done. This is now nowhere near done. And when you look at things while you're on the computer, you don't have to worry about if it's perfect or not, and you're not supposed to, you do that to kind of know where the shape of the things, to get an idea. You're not, one artist cannot copy another artist when it comes to sketching or painting, and that's true facts there. And I brought this up and then brought my lines that way to show the dirt part of there to make it kind of three-dimensional. And it really works. And my thing came out. I hope it still works. Okay, it works. These little acrylic markers for here are so much fun, because for my new friend here, I'm going to do a space painting. I was thinking about doing something different, so why not? Space, I love space, so we'll do another space painting. Sometimes they turn out anime, sometimes they don't. Most of my stuff ends up anime. I'm not gonna lie. But I do notice when you get these acrylic markers, and they're not that expensive. You can go on Amazon and get these. And I feel they're better. And use poster board. Especially, I'm not using. I got all these canvases donated to me, and I got expensive canvases, but I'm not nowhere near a good enough artist to put it on that. Until I could draw faces and stuff, I'm not. I'm just leaving those supplies right the F there. Because it doesn't make any sense to do that. I mean, poster board is good enough when you're just trying to kind of figure out what kind of artist you are and where you want to go with it. Because you don't, I mean, there's all kinds of different kinds of artists, but you got to do basic things where you start. And like I said, it's sometimes, just getting tips from other people helps when you're beginning too. If I didn't have Tom telling me about use the pastels first and this and that, I probably wouldn't be as far as I am. So in his memory, I want to spread that love. Because who doesn't love to draw? I mean, drawing's fun. We all love to look at paintings. There's art museums for a reason. So, and that's one thing that our culture is that sets us apart from the animal kingdom is because we could draw in different things. So why not celebrate that? But we should always celebrate the things around us and not take it for granted, like the animals that are still there. Because then, when you study different things, I believe in evolution. Yes, I do believe in a higher power, but I also believe in evolution. It makes sense, folks. And I did grow up Roman Catholic, but I'm not going to believe that Adam and Eve actually occurred. I believe we came, well, they say whale, and then we walked out, and then we evolved into different stuff. But I'm going to say evolution, the Darwin theory, because it makes sense. And I'm not saying there's not a God. I do believe in God, just because I pick up energy and and I was in an environment where my mother was doing practices the spiritualism. I believe God is in. I do believe God's in the Milky Way because that's where the biggest black hole is. And I'm probably the only crazy person out there saying this, but there is. I was counting 50 black holes because I follow this James Webb person. And the James Webb telescope and all their findings. And there's a lot of black holes all that surround us, but we still stand. That there proves to me there's a God. It really does. But to me, I feel that he's energy. That's it. That's why they say whatever you do bad comes onto you, and it says in every language, and not a language, in every Bible. And they talk about karma. Karma is nothing but just means whatever you're put out there is coming back, because and then pretty much you're saying God is energy. Which means, in turn, you're saying that quantum physics is a thing. People used to say quantum physics was crazy, it's a study that's not that important, blah, blah, blah. I've always believed in quantum physics, and Stephen Hawking stuff. I've always believed in him and his theories. God rest his soul. Do you know how exciting Stephen Hawking would be? And they even said when they got that telescope and everything that they wished he was alive to help them study it. But even he said that he believes that the energy transfer that gives us life is in there. So, and then some spiritualists will tell you God is everything. God may be, but the fact that there's over 50 black holes around us and we are still standing, or there's the argument that we're in a big multi universe. There's so many things. I mean, it's such an exciting time to live. Very exciting. See, me just doing this, and I take the acrylic markers and I go around the pastel. Look how much nicer that looks. And you do this, I'm going to go around here with the plants too. It makes the plants come alive really nice too. Because you want some things that are like that, because I like the look of a little bit lighter inside. So I'm going to keep some of these and I'm going to add some. And I'm just going to do that over here and add the flowers here. And then we're going to fan this out. It's almost like you're making tiny spiders. I'm making little tiny spider plants. See, I made one right there. And that's what I'm going to start doing over this way. I'm going to make little tiny spider plants. And I mean, it just shows the grass coming down. But you go around in a circle and keep these so you could tell like how some grass is bolder colors and some are not bolder colors. It gives it nice dimension. It really does. But I'm going around in a curvy circle and just going all around like that. And I'm just going to do that around here. See, I brought that area out. And you do this in here and just keep going around. And it makes it so pretty. It really does. See, here's my dog again. This is exactly what he does every time. I'm glad you like it, my new 8-bit friend. See, here he is. I bought him that rug. He literally will sit there and take a nap till I'm done live streaming. And he waits. He's so funny. He waits right there. I've been going to hospital for my little appointments because there's sometimes I just don't want to go and I just look at Chong and I'm like, oh, he would be lost without me. I better go to the hospital. Sometimes when you get older and you have a little dog, you got your little dog around. Well, he's a black lab shepherd mix. He's not huge. He is very friendly though. It's probably the black lab side. His brother, when I rescued him, I told my friend she should, because she just became a nurse, and I told her she should get his brother, but she should get him early. And she didn't, and he had so much behavior problems. So I will say, if you do get a dog, I'll give you some advice. Dogs get stressed out with potty time. I put a diaper genie when I got cold out because I live in Ohio. And there was a lot going on in our weather. It was so bad that animals were freezing to death. Alright, for this, instead of going around in a circle, I'm going side to side. You can go side to side with this too when you're doing grassy fields. But I got this diaper genie because I figure if you and I got the potty pads, but don't stress them out when it comes to potty time. Don't, because it makes them anxious and everything, and I don't think you would want to be rushed and just having things going on like that for you. And I look at that and I get it. And there's times, Chong does likes to pee outside, but sometimes, if I don't feel good or with all these flus going around and stuff, sometimes I just don't feel like going outside, or if he has to poop while I'm at work. That's another issue. Just go ahead, put the pads down, and try not to be a psycho about poop and pee. I will say that. It stresses your dog out. I don't stress him out. If he wants to poop on his pad, that's fine, and I pick it up, and I got these little tiny bags I get from work. And I mean, the shit bags are on my work. I don't care. They drive me nuts there. So I get a bag of that, and then I put it up, and then you put a bag in your diaper genie, and it was $60 on Amazon. It wasn't even that expensive. Alright, so I'm just putting a bunch of these. I think paint makes everything better. I really do. But that's the best advice I could give you. I mean, when I was younger, I had a lot of dogs because my parents did, but that's the best advice I could give you with dogs. Just don't stress them out. Just if they gotta go, they gotta go. But have an area for them, and don't have them around a lot of people. You know what I mean? Because some people, especially big dogs, because mine's half German Shepherd, so and my dog gets stressed out when around other people's energy. So there's certain people I don't bring my dog around. And if my dog don't like you, I don't like you. That's just the way it is. And dogs are pretty good at judging character. And a lot of times, like, let's say you're dating somebody or whatever, and you're not home and they're not a good person, your dog won't get along with them. They will. Or if your dog's acting funny around your husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, there's a reason. You got to be careful. And I've learned that. And then dogs suffer because a lot of people, they'll put their spouses and all that in and won't pay attention to why the dog's doing this or that. Some people, like, if you're gone and you're with a douchebag or just someone that's not generally a good person, you might be beating your dog while you're not at home. So just be careful, because dogs go through a lot. And I feel that, cats go through a lot also. And because I like cat, I love cats too. I love all animals, but at least the cats, I feel that they could be outside and be okay. More dogs are more, they need that companionship. That's why they're man's best friend. So I'm just putting some plants over here, right by where I outlined this bank of the river. Because it's supposed to represent dirt, so I would think that some plants would grow here too. There we go. With some nice little plants going there. Just to give it some contrast and life here. But I mean, that's some of the best advice I could give you because, I had cats for a long time. And I do have cats now. I got them. I got 4 cats, so. And they're nice. And I do like cats. I do. They're one of my favorite pets. But when I never really thought that I really wasn't thinking. Animals come to me. I don't seek them out like that. And my cats came to me. A lot of all of my other dogs were already there when I was a kid, so I'm just adding some color to this to give it like a two-tone look. So you got to really jazz this up, and when you have a sketch, you can't have it looking like a kindergartner. You want to try to make it nice and try to put a lot of different color, like this whole bird chair. I got that now. See how better that looks from when we started? And I gotta do the water now. Okay, I got this one. And you just want to do nice little outlines with your water. You want to have it nice because we already kind of have stuff down there. I got a lighter and a darker one, and this pond is kind of two-tone. So we're gonna bring this here, and we're gonna outline right where you had the pastels, right where I had this pastel line, right in here. And I have a little bit of that baby blue in here. So we're going to do that just to represent this whole little section here. And then bring it out that way. Because you need these defining lines. You really do. These defining lines will make you or break you in your painting. Oh, believe me, they will. Alright, and then I got a darker blue for this way. Because you got to kind of represent the different tones in the water because I thought that was a nice little touch. And then you go around the edge of the dirt patch here, just to represent and show that this is blue. There's water, but it's not an all-out. I like to call these sketch paintings, so that's not all-out painting. I do like to do my paintings, but these are the sketch paintings. So I'm going to do that. And then right inside this flower, details are so important. Details will make or break you. They really will. Alright. And now I'm going to just do some tiny lines in here with these pastels. I'm going to do here. We're just going to do real light cascading lines. Just barely touch your paper with some of them. You want to just represent that this is supposed to be flowing water. That's all you want to represent. You don't want to overdo it. That's when it turns out shitty. There you go. Alright, and then the inside here, I'm going to do like an inward flow type thing. Just those little lines there, see how that big difference it made? Right there. And then in here, this we're going to have where it's almost like flowing out. So we got to kind of represent that also. So we're going to go all around here, and you got to use the acrylic marker. The acrylic marker is very important. It is really, really very important because I've tried to use those other ones and they don't look so good. I mean, when you're a little kid, it's better, but when you're an adult trying to make a nice painting, this is just much better. And then you go around, I'm going around all these rocks because you got to define this water a lot better or it's going to be like crap here. See, now it's even better that way. And I'm going to sit there, and now I am going to go like this. I'm going to just try to come downwards this way to show water trickling down. This I'm just going to do more bold. I'm going to just to represent the water going around the rocks. And there you go. I think we're good, honestly. But it's, there we go. Here it is. You see kind of like the separation where the rocks are coming this way. So, yeah, you can get a reading. I'm here. I'm going to look up a space sketch for my 8-bit friend. But yeah, this is kind of how you would do that. And you just kind of got to think it through. And this gives you a really good idea. And we're done with this one, so I'll put it in the pile with all the other piles. I got a pile for everything here. Alright, well, put your question in, and I will get your question answered. As much as I can answer it. I can't tell you who's coming over for dinner and stuff. I can't tell you if you're gonna... I can tell you, like, if it's a love reading. I can tell you the energy in the love reading. But we live in a free will multiverse here. There always could be an opposite or an open-ended thing. So there's, even though if you're supposed to be married or whatever to someone, that doesn't mean it's always going to happen. So that's just all there is to that. Alright. I'm going to do one segment of the Milky Way, since I've been over here an hour, and I'll get my little sponge out, and I'll do the Milky Way for my friend. Or a piece of it. Alright, let me go look on my computer, get an idea to sketch out for that. Alright, let me turn that off. But I'm waiting on your reading. And I'm going to do my space reading. I'm going to do the space thing now. I do love space. I don't know, were you guys there for this eclipse? We were so lucky in Northern America to see it. Oh my God. That eclipse that's going to happen when we're dead again. I think it's supposed to be, God, I want to say it was 100 or 200 years. The total eclipse. I seen that from my work, and I got a perfect view. People were coming over to where and paying a lot of money to come to Northern America to see that eclipse. They really were. In Ohio, we had an excellent view. Oh my God, it was breathtaking. It was so good. I was taken back on this, and it looked so nice. Okay, Milky Way. Alright, here we go. Alright, I'm getting Milky Way candy. I'm not drawing candy. Okay, this is a nice one. There's a lot of nice little pictures that are piquing my interest here. A journey around the microwave. Oh, let's see. I wanted an image. This one's kind of pretty. I might do this one. Yeah, I might do this one where it's showing over the mountains and everything. That's real nice. It's pretty too. Here, I'll bring it over this way. This one's pretty. I think that one's nice. But yeah, I was over there. I seen it, and I was at work. I got paid to see it. That's even the best. Is when you get paid to see something. I brought the residents out, and I was like, I even told my boss. I was like, well, you know where I'm going. I was excited about the clips, and everybody said, oh, it's not a big deal. And I said, oh, it is a big deal. I even told her, I go, it's one of the biggest deals there is. So she didn't think it was a big deal. She stayed in and passed pills. I didn't care. I was going to F outside. And I was taken over by that. And to be there when it first happened, oh wow. It was incredible. Just to be there in person. I think it was right there with seeing the Black Veil Brides. And I seen that, and there was Evanescence was there, and it was the last big concert where I live in Ohio, where there was after that Incarceration wasn't. The year after wasn't that good, and my brother was like, I don't know if I want to go do that. And we were thinking about going back, but really, I don't know. We didn't like some of the bands the next year, and it wasn't that good. Now Slipknot, oh my god, I love Slipknot. Now if they are going somewhere, I'm definitely gonna try to see them. I love them. I really do. I even like some of Slipknot's new stuff. Their new stuff's pretty good. I do. I like that new album they have. It's wicked as hell, but I love it. Alright, I'm just outlining the mountain now where this is at. And it kind of goes with kind of the theme I want to do. And then I can paint around all this. Then up here I'm going to sketch the sky. I'm going to do that for this, just so I kind of know what's going on here. But you kind of see the theme, and you could do this on a canvas also. You really can. A canvas you can do these can go right over canvas, and you can mix your paint in with these, with the shavings, and this can happen with a canvas also. Alright, now this, I kind of want to know where to start putting all the stars and stuff, so we're going to just do a nice little ring this way to show it goes that way and out, and over here, and over there. Kind of want to you got to make sure whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. Because if you don't do the same thing to the one side to the other, you're kind of screwed, as they say. Alright, now I have a lot of different shadings in with this Milky Way. Even though we're going to paint, and I'm going to actually get my paintbrushes out, you kind of want to get that. I'm waiting on this question on the reading. I can always put down my paintbrush and do another. I could put my art stuff down. I really can. I just don't. I mean, my mom used to always talk about how the planets are lining and this and that sometimes, but I'm not that kind of person. I could talk to you about energy and stuff, but I'm more scientific. I always have been. Alright, it's really light in this area, so I feel if I did this gray here, and of course these are new, so they don't even shade good sometimes when I want them to. And I do have my pastel graveyard I can use also. I don't want this to be dark. I want this to simulate where there's a lighter area to this. So I can do that for that. And then there's like this little pinkish area. So we're going to do, I got a real light pink in here. Alright, here we go. I'm going to do this real light pink here to kind of show this. But yeah, this is all the subtle shading that you wanted. Alright, you got that subtle shading there. And then it shades over here the same way. And there's like that subtle pink I'm not going to be able to get with the paint. So, and it comes all the way over here. So we're going to shade in that. Yeah, most of the time when I paint, I feel shading is the most important. Because it does make or break your painting if it's shaded out nice. And let's face it, if you're going to shade something, you might as well make sure it looks good. You don't want it to look like crap now. I mean, who wants everything to look like crap? Alright, then I'm gonna, the rest of this is blue, obviously, because it's the sky. A lot of the thing with space is blue. And they say it's because the chemicals in the sky and this and that, so. Alright, we're gonna do some shading here. Get this all in here, nice. And I got markers for white and stuff, so. But you want to get this nice subtle stuff going, especially with space. Space is a very complicated area. But see? This is just me putting the subtle colors in. And then a lot in here, because it's a landscape. So, this is all green, but a dark green. But I want to get the green in. If I don't get the green in, it's going to look crazy. But it already looks halfway decent, and I'm just shading. So shading is only half of the process, so. You want to get this here. You want to get your subtle green in here. So when you get your, like, start doing your grass and stuff, it's good. Gotta get these in. If you're going to do pieces like this, get white poster board. White poster board you can do a lot with. Even little ones like this, there's a lot you could do with it. Alright, now, got brown because it's the mountains. So we're going to put our shading in with the mountain. And we're still going to make details on this mountain. But we need the shading in here. Because with pieces like this that have subtle shading, this is just a better way. Because this mountain needs to be shaded a little. Alright. Alright, now. Alright, there we go. There was like little peaks on this there. But I think now, because we got to do little cloud things there. Alright, I think we need to start with the markers. Alright, we're going to do brown. Alright, well, my reading, I don't know if they left or what happened with my reading, so it went somewhere. Alright, I'm going to start with this. I'm going to do like I did earlier. Alright, I'm going to go right here on the outside of this. And then I'm going to use my paint to do the space here. In here. Which this technically you are painting because these are painted. These do have paint in them, so it does count as painting. But if you're doing like a serious sketch where you don't want to mess it up and you want it to be exact, these markers are great to have. And I never really thought about having these. And then my friend, my nurse friend from work, I call her my bestie. She's just like, I thought these would help you more, and she was right. She got me so many packs of these too. I got all these different sets because her son works at Amazon, and he's one of the big wigs over there. So she probably gets everything super cheap for promos, and he's driving Corvettes and everything, her son. But her niece is one of my biggest fans. Honestly. Alright, this is that way. Alright, I'm gonna bring this here because it's supposed to be kind of darker when it's represented, so we're gonna bring that here. Go that way for this little divot. Because paint makes everything better. It really does. But trying to learn to get around the paint is sometimes difficult. Sometimes not. Alright. Now in here. Alright. There's areas here where this comes about this way. Because there's a grassy part right here, so I'm going to do that and close that off now. I'm going to start with that. I'm just going to separate that right now. But this is like a lighter, almost like a lighter grassy green color. So we're going to do another, I'm going to do light green right in here and start shading this to represent this a little better. And it's all about on how you represent things when you're shading them. And it's not, I mean, this is just an image that was taken by a photographer, but you're not, when you're making it yourself, you're making it into artwork. So it's not going to be just like that image. I mean, people say AI is the best thing, but you know, AI pictures aren't a human did not do it. That's just the way of the world. That's the way it is. I know I had one sponge. Chong chewed some of mine. And I did have sponges, so let me see. I know I like my little round sponges, and I bought more of those from Amazon. Amazon really is my best friend these days. Alright, I have so many little art supplies everywhere. They're everywhere, and I don't want them to be sometimes. I think I have them in this big box with this other stuff. I bought a bunch of these too and thought these would work in. I guess they could. But I like these other spongy things better. I always probably can use, I could probably use that a little bit too. I got lots of stuff. Is that? Okay. There's my paintbrushes. And here's the markers. I have Teo tree markers too. I use these when I do my anime and I'm doing eyeballs and stuff. Those work out well there. They really do. But like I said, that thing was amazing. That eclipse. That eclipse was, I don't know, I think it changed my life. I feel like if I died tomorrow, I feel like I would have seen everything I need to see after seeing the eclipse. That was how epic it was. Alright, I know I had it. It's like one of those things you think you have, and then when it comes up later, you're like, damn. It's one of those occasions. Alright. Okay, well, I got a bunch of these printers too that I'm going to get that. I'm trying to see. I think, you know what? I think my spongy thing is over here. Alright, hang on, guys. Oh, it's right here. Here we go. I got it. I gotta dab out this sky a little bit. Alright, it's a bluish color, and I got this blue. I'm gonna mix this one with. And I got these other tools that my friend gave me because she's an artist too. You take this and you put it in the paint, like your white paint, and then you stick it on the paper. She does arts and crafts too. She went to her house and just got me a bunch of stuff. I gave her a bunch of her stuff. It is one of those last minute things that people do. Alright. At least they do it for me. Okay, I got blue, and I'm definitely going to do white. Because there's parts of the Milky Way that definitely need white. So we'll frame my white paint. But how's everyone doing? I don't know if anybody's hanging around in the stream. That I don't know. It says 0, so I'm thinking it means 0 people are watching. I don't even know sometimes. I really don't at times. When you think you figured everything out about social media and then a new contender comes. That's kind of how life goes. Alright, that's red there. So probably my white is over here. I've kind of taken over the whole damn living room here, if you haven't noticed. I really have. As my husband puts it, it's Michelle's area now. He just says it's the art studio. And it's probably, honestly, yes it is. Alright, is this white? It's acrylic paint. It's white. Alright, well we got white acrylic paint there. God bless America. She gave me lots of paints in here too. A lot of paints. She gave me metallic ones. And then I think this is almost the same kind as that. But I was hoping to get it there. So little maybe they have that together. But anyways, I got these too, but these are when I get a lot better. So alright. What is this? Oh, my cinnamon oil. I do love cinnamon. I bought me some cinnamon oil from Amazon too. I like that too. Cinnamon oil is the best. Okay, now we're going to start painting, my friends. The exciting adventure of the day in the Milky Way. Alright, bring over my table. See, I got more spongy things over here too. She gave me these that I can dab with. So, and bring this over here. Oh, this is my. It's architectural.
Oh. Okay.
Sketching.
I see.
I got it from an architectural site. If you were to like build a pond by a house.
Right.
But I don't know. It didn't turn out horrible.
No, progress.
All right. Here we go, folks. All right, and I got this. I just reuse your plastic. And I will tell you guys, please crush your cans. I've seen things over here on Facebook where these kitty cats were putting their heads in these cans by the garbage sites. And they got their heads stuck and the rescuers got to them. And these poor little guys, they barely got their heads out. And it was sad. And it was on TikTok. I seen a thing that was that the guy said he always crushes his cans. So after I did that, I was like, you know what? I'm crushing all my damn cans. So I want to remind you guys to crush your cans. Because there's animals out there that go in there because they're hungry. You know, we're overpopulated a lot of times with cats and dogs. It's the way life is. So that's where we're at with that. Alright, now this, we're going to start our blotting here. Okay, I'm sorry about his Twitch stream in there. He gets to be a little maniac over there on Twitch. But you just dab this. You're literally just dabbing it. You know, just like you get your weed dabs. Dab, 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 dab. All you guys will be happy with the dabs. The dabbing. And I've dabbed. Dabbing is... Even dabs isn't bad. I have a very low tolerance. I mean, weed is finally legal in Ohio. It only took an act of God, but it finally is. So. And you kind of want to just spread this around, but not too much. I mean, you're not going to get exactly like the picture, but you want to get a nice little spread out with this. And just keep dabbing your paint. Oh, okay, my friend gave me her dress. Alright, there we go. We're just dabbing. We're having fun dabbing. Because we got to get to where the stars are. You don't want to overdo it. Like I said, overdoing it is... It's not good to overdo things. That we don't want it. Just something like that. Just a light dusting. And then I'm going to leave my sponge right there. We got that for the sky. And now it's real light, but then there's... Alright, I think I'm going to start in with the darker part and lighter part. So, let me see here. I want to make like almost a gray. So what I'm going to do for the Milky Way is just add a little, just show where like the darker spots are. A little tiny bit of black, just a tiny bit. And just a dot. And you just kind of just put it in with your little bowl. And this is how I recycle a lot of my plastic. I figure why not? I mean, it has use. And the poor little animals. I mean, I just feel bad. I wish we were a more eco-friendly planet. I feel that we're not, and we don't really. Our planet is awesome, and I don't think we give it enough credit as we should. So, I mean, that's just my thoughts about it. But there's like a little cloud this way. We're representing like the Milky Way coming over because it's kind of dark out. So we're bringing this over this way. Like that, and out like this. Alright. And the white's already in there. And then we're showing the colors this way. So I think we're good there. And now there's this area over here where it starts out where start to. So let's get that taken care. And I love these sponges. These are the best. And look for arch sponges. And you'll see these brown ones are nice and soft. And I just feel they're better because my husband, God rest his soul, he was trying to be nice. I just did not like them that much. I'm probably going to use them for cleaning the ones he got me. Alright, I'm just going to put that here. This little mountain range here, we're just going to take out and do that with it. That. We're going to do that. Alright. And then over in here is kind of like a darker area also. We're just going to add that here for the landscape. And you could just dab up this a little bit here and there just to give it a little character. Because a lot of space images, this is how it begins and ends. It really does. This is how they are. And then do that. Because it is dark out. Alright. And now, I'm going to keep that dusting there. I'm just going to leave that blotted out there. And then in here, we're going to start with, I'm going to start with some, drawing in some plants. I'm going to do that. And start sketching in here. Alright, we're going to do that. I'm just going to take this thin end of my green. And we're just going to bring this on in here. And then just do this here. I think this one's about dead. I think I might used up this marker. Alright, we're just going to sketch this out. Whatever's left of this marker, I'm going to use it on. Kind of show this way. I don't know, maybe this could be a depiction of space. I don't know. Could be anything at this point. Sometimes you start out with one thing and you end up with a whole other animal. This is how this turns out in life sometimes. Alright. Alright, you know what? Instead of the mountain range, we're just going to make this a whole space scene. Where the Milky Way goes over this way. We're going to even this out. with over here. We're just going to make this a space scene. And just leave it at that. I think it would look better like that. And we'll start doing little dots around the Milky Way and yada yada. Yada. Alright, this is a darker part of the Milky Way we're going to just put. Because the Milky Way does come down in its dark spots. It really does. And it has a lot of different stars, obviously. It's a whole solar system within itself, so. I mean, you guys are smart and know that, so. Alright, I'm just gonna. And the Milky Way goes that way, so. I'm gonna take this. What is that white at here? Oh, here it is. I'm going to take this little tool she had. And I had some white paint on top on here. So. I'm going to. I'm taking this. I don't even know what kind of tool this is, but it's supposed to be to like put things in. Like you could like if you were like an arts and crafts tool type thing. And I'm just gonna start putting little white stars here. All around the Milky Way, do some little white stars. Those are, you know, they want to be bright and show what they are. There we go. Pretty bright stars, and then we gotta, I'm gonna just plot them in different spots. And then around the Milky Way, we gotta get them too. She'll be happy I used her dabbing tools. There we go. There we go. There he is. There it is. Got to bring the night sky alive. And like I said, this is just how I see the Milky Way, because I've noticed when you do things, it's every artist does it totally different. So we're gonna I'm just putting these little white stars in there. There you go. See how that looks a lot nicer now? You need your sponge for space, my friends. If you guys want to attempt space at all, get the sponge. The sponge is your best friend. It really is. And around these dark spaces, I'm just going to keep putting these here. Oh, I got somebody else. Would you like a reading? I'm doing readings, but I'm doing the Milky Way. My friend 8-Bit, he wanted me to do the Milky Way, and I think he went to do something. I don't know what he went to do. But I was finishing up the Milky Way here. And I did this earlier. It's not the best, but I'm practicing. It's like an architectural thing, like if you was to add a pond. So, but yeah, lay me on your question. I mean, this is a really good time. I'm gonna start coming over here before I come over to Facebook and do my live streams over there. I don't know with all this controversy going on. I don't know. I think it might be just an unfriendly environment anymore over there. People are hating on Facebook. Lots of people. They took their stuff out, and I've been over there for 2 years, so I'm not giving up my little spot over there. But I'm just dabbing the universe here. And then after your question, I'm probably going to take me another little break, and I'm probably going to come back on again and eat my dinner and stuff, but I'm going to wait for your question. And I do want to remind you guys that if I'm at work or something you want to question, you can put your question in my and I put out like 5, 6 shorts a day. I make 5, 6 videos I upload every damn day. You could put your question on there and I will give you a reading. What good news is coming towards me next? Alright, let me get your energy reading on this. I read energy. I don't know when these planets are in alignment and this and that. That's more and more my sister type thing would be able to tell you, but I can tell you what I see. Sometimes I see things different than her, but she talks very professional. I talk very down to earth, and I pursue my life differently. So that's why my readings are a little bit different. All right. Okay. What good news is coming towards you? All right. You got a wax crescent moon in your energy as of now, and this just talks about having faith, and not just. I'm not saying you're gonna become religious. I mean, just having a little faith that you could do things and things are going to turn around and things of that nature. Like that. So, and then you're surrounded by a cardinal moon and a full moon in Aries. This cardinal moon talks about kind of coming out of your box and making the first move type thing. And the full moon of Aries just talks about it. Honestly, Aries is fire. It's some kind of energy that's coming that's going to end something or bring upon something. Pretty much. Aries, it's always final, one way or another. There's no in between. So, what I do see something that you're pursuing. And I feel it's some kind of project or some kind of goal. And you're not sure about how you want to go about doing it, is what I see. Kind of like me with my book over here trying to get animal shelters and my book going. And I feel this cardinal moon is just maybe making steps towards that goal. So, and this full moon of Aries is just means you have to make a final decision. Whoa! So the universe wants you to find yourself, pretty much, I like to call it. So, I mean, that's a good thing to pursue what you want to do. but it all takes work, and the universe makes us work for everything. Nothing comes with no work, but I don't see anything bad, which is good. I mean, this is a very chaotic time. My sister told me that the planets are in line. And you would think that's a good thing, but apparently it's not. My sister said when the planets are all in line like this, anybody that's energy sensitive. Oh, I'm glad that made sense because it sure did make sense to me. And maybe you're going crazy because of this alignment of the planets, also. I just wanted to put that in there because this alignment of the planets had me crying for no damn reason about my mother that's been dead for over 20 years. And she said people that are sensitive will get overly emotional around this time. And then she told me my dead mother should have told me. So, I don't know. So that's where, I mean, I'm just letting you know if you're like feeling like out of whack. This is what my sister Katrina says, and she's usually right about these things. I thought the planet's alignment was a good thing, but apparently it's not sometimes for people. So, if you are feeling that way, just try to get your mind off things and distract yourself because it could be because of this alignment. So, I mean, I try to get this Milky Way, but I'm thinking putting this blue in here. But I'm over here. I just said when my sister said that and said some people are more sensitive. I feel you're more sensitive. You're a very sensitive person like me. Sometimes I have these days where I'm just like blah. And that's how I am. I'm just literally, I wake up like, I just don't want to do this. And I get this way sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know. I did it today. I said, I don't know if I want to come on YouTube now. Maybe I'll go on later, and then I'm like, F with this. I'll just go. And I just feel unmotivated. And my sister says it's because of the alignment and the planets. And she is the wiser one when it comes to these kind of things than me. She's very good at astrological things. I mean, I'm okay with things, but when it comes to things like that, sometimes not so much. So, the expert said that me and you, being a sensitive, we're just going to be a little more feeling out of whack. And I'm feeling out of whack. I don't know about you. I really am. I'm feeling very out of whack with all this interplanetary whatever stuff going on. I just sometimes wake up feeling crazy and then I'll feel okay with all this stuff. And that's what she was telling me. She feels that way too because of planets. And I just randomly called her. She just had a baby. And I was giving her time because I figured she's, spend time with the baby. And she's like, oh, no, no. And I was crying. And she's like, that's the planets. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm just giving you that little bit of advice. I mean, alright, I was making the Milky Way over mountain range, but now I'm just doing a space view of this Milky Way because I gotta use up this blue paint. And I just think it looks better like this all together, honestly. But this is what I do when I'm feeling out of whack. I like to paint or I like to write, and it's kind of something you can't do when you're streaming is writing. That's something you would do in your spare time. So, this is why I paint. But I do like it and it's fun. I hope you like the painting. YouTube says you gotta have a talent of some sort. So this is the talent, besides, trying to get the book out, but that's neither here nor there. But for today, the talent of the stream is me trying to make a Milky Way. And it is kind of, it's content. You get to see somebody practicing, painting, and I can tell you all my mistakes and use this spongy. Okay, I'm glad you know why you're here. Because if you want to do anything with space or make clouds or whatever, if you're painting, and don't be intimidating, because I really wasn't the best painter. I'm just practicing. So, but here we are. Here is the Milky Way. And I use this little, and it's an art sponge. It's so cheap. You get like 6 of them for that. But here's the Milky Way, my friend, from this space. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, I thought it was going to be a piece of crap, honestly, the way it was looking at first, but it kind of redeemed itself, I guess we could say. But if you subscribe to me, I'll be back, and you can always ask me another question. I mean, I can let you know what energy I see. I'm not going to ask you 20 questions of what your all this stuff, because I mean, if I can't answer your question without asking you a bunch of questions, and obviously I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. That's where that's at. Some of these psychics out here, that's what they do. They sit there and they ask you all these questions, and then they give you some kind of, they'll give you like a little bit of an answer, and it's like, okay, you could have dug that up just with all the questions. That's why sometimes I think these guys are fake. And I don't like to talk ill of people. I really don't. I just feel that if you can, you can. If not, do something else. I mean, there's lots of stuff in life you could do. If you just can't see energy like that without, on your own, without asking a bunch of questions, then obviously you can't do it. But sometimes you feel out other people, and they keep always messaging me wanting to do my reading. I'm so tired of that. It's, if I wanted you to do my reading, I would have had you do my reading. I don't know if I trust some people doing with their readings. But I'm gonna let you go, and this has been actually a really fun stream, and I'm probably not gonna go on to Facebook till later today. So I am gonna come back after I eat. And thank you so much for listening, and I appreciate it. I appreciate everything I get in life, even if I don't think it was beneficial today or not. It was fun, and I lived another day. So thank you, and I will be back. And if you subscribe to me, I'll pop up. And I'll probably be doing more painting. So I already did 2 on this stream, so I'll probably do another 2 on another while I'm talking to you. And then you can see through my mistakes, if when I make them, what mistakes you don't want to make if you were interested in sketching, or if you're just interested in see what's going to come out. Because that's always a fun time too. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But thank you for the good time, and I appreciate all you guys. I really do. Because I wouldn't be here without all you guys. And have a great day.